Now, kids will say, yeah, but wait a second, what do I put on my cereal? Problem solved.
The diet for you the chance to like diagnose them, that's not the problem.
Right, it's because this information isn't out, I mean, it's out there, but people aren't being taught it. And this is, this is basically the alternative perspective. And, you can do your own research and find out if what I'm saying is valid or not. But I mean, you can go with these alternative milks, and a lot of people are like fake meats and fake milks. No, they're not fake, they're real, right? These are real products, and they come from plants. You have the soy milk, the almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk, oat milk. You can do hemp milk, high in protein. So these are alternatives that you can do. And I know you've all heard of a taste test, right? Well, let's do a health test, all right? So here we have the milk that comes from an animal, and here we have the milk that comes from a plant, a soybean. All right, there is 150 milligrams of calcium per half a glass in your cow's milk. How many do you think is in your soy milk? It's the same. It's 150. It's exact same in a half glass. All right, so what's the difference? Well, this comes from an animal, and once again, animal protein can leach calcium out of the bones, and all animal products, meat, dairy, eggs, fish, is high in cholesterol. It has cholesterol, and your body naturally makes cholesterol. You don't need to put any more cholesterol in your body. So this has cholesterol. This doesn't. All plant products don't have any cholesterol. And all plant products, everything you see up here, everything you see over there on the table, fruits, vegetables, rice, beans, has fiber. Has fiber. So plants have fiber and no cholesterol. Animal products, no fiber and high in cholesterol. So again, let's do a health test. High in cholesterol, no fiber. High in fiber, no cholesterol. Which one do you think is the safer choice? I rest my case. All right. But you don't have to do this. I mean, human beings don't really need to drink anything besides water. I mean, that's really all we need to be drinking. And you can have your orange juice and your apple juice, but we just need water. Now, again, this is for the cereal. But you can get all your calcium from plants. I mean, just think about it. What is the largest and strongest land animal on Earth? An elephant. Weighs 10,000 pounds. You know what his diet consists of? That's it. I don't know if he's eating spinach, but it's his plants. It's plants. You're going to tell an elephant that his bones look a little weak? He needs to be drinking the milk of a cow? You get all your calcium from this. Now, a lot of people say to me, ah, man, but you know what? I get it, but man, I love my cheese. I can't give up cheese. Look, I tell people this. If you're going to give up any product, give up dairy. Dairy is the worst. I mean, the greatest trick ever pulled was convincing people they need to drink milk. Dairy is the worst. In terms of the cruelty inflicted upon the animals, they suffer for a longer period of time, and it's just completely unnatural and unhealthy. It is unhealthy. And there's a reason why people love their cheese and their milk. It's meant to be addictive. I mean, just think about it. It might be hard. I can't remember. But, when we were younger, most likely we were nursing from our mother, right, from her milk. It has to be addictive. The child has to want to have more. Why? Because this is the greatest growth spurt in their life. This is the greatest growth spurt that you ever had when you were a baby drinking your mother's milk. Same for all other animals. And as we get older, our parents, including the animal parents, wean their children off of it. So you're supposed to desire it. You're supposed to want it, and then you get weaned off of it. They're selling a product. It's addictive. It's addictive. It has a chemical called casomorphine. When you digest it, that chemical is released. Casomorphine. Morphine. It makes you giddy. It makes you want more. It makes your brain think, eat more, eat more. And your body is saying, I can't digest it properly. So you are addicted. And the first step to recovery is to acknowledge it. 68% of all diseases in the United States are diet-related. This is a government statistic. What that means is that, especially when I talk to a high school class where my audience is, 99% eating meat, dairy, and eggs, if you don't change your food choices, you might become part of the statistic. I mean, it's what, 3 out of every 5 people. This is a government statistic. In fact, what are the leading causes of death in the United States? What are the top 3? Cancer, heart disease, strokes. Diabetes is number 6. All right? Every 40 seconds, somebody suffers a stroke in the United States. Right? That's the American Stroke Association. The American Heart Association says that every 24 seconds, somebody suffers a heart attack in the United States. And the Institute for Cancer Research says that every day, 3,400 people in the United States are diagnosed with cancer. 3,400 people every day, new people. How many people in this room know somebody or knew somebody who has or had cancer? Raise your hand. Take a look around you. Isn't we find this a little disturbing? I mean, we might be living longer, but we're living longer with diseases that haven't been around, that they're more rampant than they ever have been. In fact, I've been reading that they say that the children today, the young generation today, will die at a younger age than their parents. Meaning that, if your parents live into 75, they might die at 70. And we're just going down. How is that possible? In fact, is the 68% coming from the image on the right or the left? I mean, you ever heard of somebody suffering a heart attack because they ate too many fruits and vegetables? It's unheard of. A key to a healthy diet is a variety of foods and a variety of colors. How much variety do you really see? In fact, why is this causing most of the death and disease? Because despite what we've been told, despite what we've been taught, we look nothing like omnivores, biologically speaking. We don't look anything like carnivores. We look identical, biologically speaking, to our brother from another mother. We look like gorillas. We look like the great apes. We look like the horses, the cows, the giraffes, the elephants, the zebras. How so? Our teeth. Not my teeth, but canines. I love when people say, what about our canines? Really? You really think they're very sharp? I mean, if we had like sharp canines like our cats and dogs, I mean, if you really think you have canine teeth that are sharp, take a look at your cat or dog. I mean, would we be using knives and forks if we had these, right? We have more teeth. Why? We chew our food. Tonight when you're feeding your cat or dog, notice what they do. Limited chewing, mostly swallowing. Our jaw goes like this. We grind our food. Their jaw opens up wide. In fact, if you want to know what humane slaughter looks like, here it is. Look at the animal kingdom. The fastest land animal is the cheetah. It goes 70 miles per hour. Now, a tiger can go about, I think it's about 35, 40 miles per hour. It's pretty quick. Then you have the deer, the antelope, the gazelle. Not as fast, right? So you have carnivores, tiger, cheetah, jaguar, and then you have the deer, antelope, and the gazelle. So herbivores, carnivores. Now, the carnivores are quicker. But what's the difference here? We got, on the right side, all right, I guess it would be your left side, the carnivores are all the track and field stars. Quick sprint, out of breath. They don't have very much endurance. On the left side, or again, the right side for you, this would be the herbivores, which don't have as much speed, but have more endurance. They are the cross-country runners. So what we like to assume, or maybe not we don't like to assume, but logic would say, okay, that the faster animal would always get his prey, but that's not the case. That's not the case because you have track and field versus cross country. So that means that the tiger is only successful on the hunt 20% of the time. That means 8 out of every 10 deer will escape the slaughter. So what kind of deer will the tiger be able to capture? The sick, the weak, the injured, the lost, the old, the young. This animal weeds out the weak. We're not doing anything like that. In fact, if we were meant to be on top of the food chain, don't you think we would have some claws to rip through flesh? I mean, if I brought a pig into the room and asked you to kill the pig with your claws, the pig would probably enjoy it more than anything else. And this is perhaps most important. Your intestines, and Simba will be my representative. Small intestines, large intestines, also known as the colon, small and large. Now, your intestines combined, large and small, make up 10 times your body size, your body being your mouth, your anus, which is about 3 feet. Now multiply that by 10, and you have 30 feet of intestines in your stomach. And it's, from this wall through that door. 30 feet of intestines in your stomach. Carnivores, omnivores, it's about 3 to 6 times their body length. So let's say that Simba, it would be about, anywhere from 15 to 20 feet. 30 feet, 15 feet. Whose food gets traveled out quicker? Simba's, which is good, because you can call it bacon as much as you want, but once it's in your body, it's no longer bacon. It's decomposing flesh. It's bacteria. And it builds up, and they have, by the way, 10 times the amount of hydrochloric acid to break it down. So we don't even have the pH balance and the enzymes to break it down properly. So what happens? It leads to clogged arteries, which leads to heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and obesity. You ever heard of a tiger suffering from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, strokes, obesity? You know why these animals don't suffer from these diseases? Because they eat what's natural to their anatomy. When it comes to diet, we are the dumbest species on this planet. What do these two things have in common? Mercury. In fact, there's a warning label. There's a warning label on fish. I don't know if you've ever seen it. You know what it says? Certain people should consume it, men or women. Pregnant women. All right. Hopefully it's not a pregnant man. All right, pregnant nursing women, women who may become pregnant, and young children should not eat the following fish, including tuna, because nearly all fish and seafood contain some amount of mercury, chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, and reproductive harm. What else does the government tell women not to consume when they're pregnant? Alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. So basically, government saying, hey, look, if you're thinking about becoming pregnant, lay off the drugs for a little bit and stop eating fish. If it can do that much harm to a woman, why would anybody want to consume it? And I mean, do I really need to, say, at this point, do any one of us want to touch any food that comes from the sea? All you got to do is turn on the news, open up a newspaper, and what do you see? Oil spill. Why? Why would you want to put this? I mean, here's how it works. You take a small fish in the Gulf right now, right? Very, very small fish. That small fish is inevitably going to swallow some oil. It's going to swim further out, maybe miles away from the spill, and will get eaten by a larger fish. And then that larger fish is now contaminated and will swim out even further. And that larger fish will then get eaten by even larger fish. Now that even larger fish is contaminated with oil. And then we catch that even larger fish, and then we eat it. Cooking the animal is not going to get rid of the oil. It becomes part of the meat. So why do we consume it, though? Why do we consume, this flesh of an animal? What have we been told? You need to eat meat to get protein. Protein, right? But how many grams of protein are we supposed to get? Does anybody know?
5 to 1 kilogram of body weight.
Okay, in terms of grams per day? It'd be about, World Health Organization says 40 to 50, about that. 40 would be for the average female adult, 50 would be for the average male adult. But it's funny how we don't tell that to kids. I mean, I only learned this recently myself, too. I mean, going through my whole life and never really bothering to find out, and nobody ever bothered to tell me. It's like, saying, here, have the keys to my car, go, pick up some stuff from me, go get my groceries. But I didn't teach you how to drive the car. Teaching kids, you got to eat it, but not teaching them how or how much. Now, again, let me show you how easy it is to get protein, all right, especially here in the United States. All right, your standard American diet for breakfast, you got your bacon, you got your cow's milk, and you got your hen periods. All right, how many slices of bacon would you want? Now, I know you might not eat bacon now, but how many slices do you remember as a kid, maybe? Maybe 2? Okay, each slice has 5 grams, 2 times 5. All right, how many eggs would you want? 2. Each egg has 6 grams. So what do we got? 12 plus 10? 22. How many glasses of milk? 1 glass. Each glass is 8 grams. So you are at what? 30. You're not even done with breakfast. That's not including the toast with cow butter you might put on it. So you're not even done with breakfast, and you're almost at the limit. The average American does not need to worry about getting enough protein. They need to worry about getting too much protein. That's why the United States has the highest rates of obesity in the entire world. All right? I mean, people all the time say, James, wait, you don't eat meat. Where do you get your protein from? Like all of a sudden, like, holy shit, like it's all of a sudden dawned on me, like, I have been without protein for the last 8 years. Let's go to McDonald's and get a Big Mac. Like I'm about to fall down or something or pass out. Have you ever heard of somebody in the United States suffering from a lack of protein and going to the hospital? It's unheard of. It's funny, even dealing with kids, I have a kid say, I tried to go vegan for a day and I got really sick. It's like, what? It's like people say, oh, I know somebody who was vegan who was sick. Really? I know tons of meat eaters who are sick. I mean, like, yeah, you can be an unhealthy vegan. What I'm telling you is it doesn't matter if you're eating meat, dairy, eggs, fish, or you're eating a plant-based diet. You should know what you're putting in your body. You should know how many grams of protein you're getting. You know the amount of iron, calcium that you're getting. And by the way, people say omega-3 from fish. You can get that from the seeds, the nuts. You can get that from other things. Flax seeds is a very good example. Think about this. These are the largest and strongest land animals on Earth. And what does their diet consist of? Plants. You're in good company if you're only eating plants. And what's so ironic about this is that the largest and strongest land animals, not only do they not just eat a plant-based diet, they also live the longest. I mean, this animal can live to 70 years. They can live to about 50 to 60 years. The gorilla about 50 years in the wild. And their diet consists of nothing but plants. I mean, you're going to tell any of them they're missing out in protein? I mean, this animal has 10 times the upper body strength of the average male adult. And where is he getting all his protein from? From this. His diet consists of roots, shoots, bamboo, and banana. He's getting all his calcium, all his iron, all his vitamins, all his minerals, the amino acids from this.